This video provides a brief introduction of the RiskSpotlight OpRisk Library App available on the ServiceNow App Store. This is the overview page of the app on the App Store. The app provides access to 126 operational risks relevant for financial services firms. For each of the 126 operational risks, the app also provides content on related causes, controls, key risk indicators, financial impacts, reputational impacts, and the business impacts. The library content can be utilized by organizations using the ServiceNow GRC app to fast-track the development of their operational risk library content. The library content was developed using various industry best practices. So by utilizing this content, your team can ensure that your operational risk library content is aligned with the industry best practices. If your organization already has developed an operational risk library, then you can utilize the app content to benchmark your library content with industry best practices and identify gaps to further enhance your risk management capabilities. The library covers operational risks across the risk categories listed here. The volume of all the content in the library is highlighted here. To find the app content in ServiceNow, you can type ORL in the filter navigator. To view all the risks, you can click on the All ORL Risks. From here, you can see an overview of all the operational risks, such as the title of the risk, the count of the related content such as causes, controls, and financial impacts. To view a summary view of a risk, you can right mouse click on a risk and select the summary option. From this view, you can see all the related content for a risk. You can also click on Show More to view all the content. For example, if I want to see all the 34 controls related to this risk, then I can click on the Show More link for the controls. You can click on the title of any related content to view more details on it. For example, if I want to see more details about this control related to fraud management training for employees, then I can click on the title. From here, I can see additional information about the control, such as the description and whether it can enable us to mitigate the likelihood or consequences of the risk. As a single control can facilitate mitigation of multiple risks, you can also view all the risks related to this control from this table. From the summary view, if you want to see all the details on the risk, then you can click on this icon. This will display additional fields related to the risk, such as the description, the RiskSpotlight Level 1 and Level 2 categories, and the Basel Level 1 and Level 2 categories. From these tables, you can view all the related causes, you can view the related impacts, the controls, and the key risk indicators. The app supports two types of user roles. Library administrators can review the library content and identify the content that is relevant for your organization. They can also update the content to ensure the content is aligned with the risk language of your organization. They can also copy the content into the appropriate tables within your ServiceNow GRC app. Library viewers can only view the content that has been marked as relevant by the library administrators. They cannot make any updates to the content or copy the content into the GRC app tables. Let me show you how a library administrator can mark certain content as relevant. To mark a risk as relevant, you can right mouse click on the risk title and select Mark as Relevant option. This will change the Is Relevant field from false to true. To mark multiple risks as relevant, you can click on the checkbox for each risk and then select the Mark as Relevant option from the bulk action menu. This will change the Is Relevant field for the selected risks from false to true. These steps can be repeated for any related content. Let me show this to you on controls. A library administrator can click on all ORL controls to view all the controls. You can right mouse click on the control title and mark it as relevant. Or you can select multiple controls and select the Mark as Relevant option from the bulk action menu to mark multiple controls as relevant. Library viewers can view all the content that has been marked as relevant from the ORL tables. They can click on the ORL risks table to view all the risks that have been marked as relevant by the library administrator. Similarly, they can click on ORL controls to view all the controls that have been marked as relevant by the library administrator. Once all the content has been reviewed and updated, the library administrator can copy the content from the RiskSpotlight app tables to the ServiceNow GRC app tables. This will populate the content in the right ServiceNow GRC app tables so it can be utilized for the day-to-day management of operational risks. The copy functionality will copy the risk content to the risk statement table in the GRC app. It will copy the causes content to the causes table in the GRC app. It will copy the controls content to the control objectives table in the GRC app. It will copy the KRI and early signs of risk content to the indicator templates table in the GRC app. And finally, it will copy the financial, reputational, and business impact content to the consequences table in the GRC app. Content can be copied for just one topic, such as controls. If a risk is copied, then all the content related to the risk will also be copied to the GRC app tables. Let me show this to you in the software. To copy a single control, I can right mouse click on the control title and click on the Copy to GRC option. This will trigger the copy content logic in the background, and once this is successfully executed, you will see the message on the top and the Copy to GRC flag will change from false to true. To copy multiple controls, I can select checkboxes for the controls and select the Copy to GRC option from the bulk action menu. You will be able to view the copied controls in the control objectives table in the GRC app. To do this, let me open the control objectives table and filter for the controls that were created today. And click on Run. This will show all the controls that were created today, and I'll be able to see the controls copied from the RiskSpotlight app. Risks can also be copied in a similar way. However, when risks are copied, the application also copies all the related content, such as causes and controls that have been marked as relevant to the GRC tables. Let me show this to you by copying a risk. Now I can open the risk, and from the Risk Statements tab, I can open the risk that was created in the GRC app. The app also provides dashboards to monitor the content that has been reviewed and marked as relevant, as well as content that has been copied to the GRC tables. Let me summarize the key benefits of using the RiskSpotlight OpRisk Library content. The content will allow your team to fast-track the development of your organization's operational risk library. It will enable you to align your operational risk library content with industry best practices. And it will enable you to benchmark your existing operational risk content and identify gaps to enhance the effectiveness of risk management in your organization. You can find more information about purchasing the app content and the contact details on the ServiceNow App Store. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.